Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Light it up. Grab a drink, we bout to chop it up. Yeah. Yeah. Chop it up. Chop it up. We just vibing, never rush. Real talk, no filter, no front. Laughing loud, that's how we run. Chop it up, chop it up. Best nights when the words don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it a book. That's the vibe when we chop it up. Pull up, no plan, just a move. Kicks on the couch, we in the groove. Deep combos at 2 a.m. Fix the world and we laugh again. No phone, just us and the vibe. Truth on the table, we keep it live. We just vibing, never rush. Real talk, no filter, no front. Laughing loud, that's how we roll. Chop it up. Best nights when the word don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it above. That's the vibe when we chop it up. Yeah. One more story, one more round. Yeah. Ain't no better place to be found.
Yes, sir. All right, gentlemen. You know, it's been 11 days since we've been on Chop It Up podcast, but we're back at it again. My name is Alex Nusila, the Inoke fam, and Yes Please, also known as the August Bull. How's it going, gentlemen?
Eating some dinner.
Everything's cool.
Everything's lovely.
Green. Work hard, stay
We took a little break. You know, people have their lives, so got a chance to get back on. This is episode 12. Yeah. So
Summer's coming. It's starting to get hella hot around here.
yeah,
These neck of the
man.
woods.
How are we gonna survive, man, without the riches of BG wealth? You know, we're never gonna make it.
Hey, if you're rich from BG Wealth, can you guys send me money to pay off my electricity for the rest of the year, please?
You have to call the SEC. SEC will help you out with it.
If you are loaded from BG Wealth, just tell me and show me proof, and I'll go invest.
Hey, bro, come on. Don't ask them that. They will.
It's the first line.
They have all the AI proof.
The upstream has got they got the riches already.
Man, they ain't got shit.
They ain't got nothing.
They ain't.
How's it been, man? How you guys how's the weather over there in Utah?
In Uter, it's very nice and warm. It was like 72 today, so it's not bad.
72.
Yeah.
Nice. What about Las Vegas?
Oh, it's hotter than Satan's taint out there.
No, not today. Not today. Today was about like mid-60s, honestly.
Mm.
It wasn't bad.
So how long is it gonna stay like that? It's gonna stay like that for a while?
No, it's going to be hotter than the devil's asshole pretty soon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we end our here in Florida, we end our cold spell this week. So this weekend is gonna be where it gets pretty warm and it stays that way for pretty much the rest of the year. So we'll see.
How warm is warm though? That's my question.
Well, this weekend it'll be in the upper 70s, low 80s.
Okay.
But in the summertime, it stays high 80s. Sometimes it hit 90s. So
How's the humidity?
it's actually high, a little higher. We're right on the water, so yeah.
So 80 degrees at 200% humidity means sweat your 2 nights off.
Means swass and swallow.
Means jump inside the water.
What else has been going on with you guys?
Damn thing.
Excuse me.
Just trying to keep up with the most accurate facts about this Iran war, and
You know, I just told my wife You know what's funny? I just told my wife when I was on before I hopped on here as we were making dinner. I said, you know what? I care, but I don't care because there's so much false information that I don't give a shit no more. You know what I mean? It's like
I don't
you
know
turn
what.
one way, you see this, you turn the other way, and it's like with the way the world is with AI and all this false accusation and false fake this, fake that. Who knows what's real anymore? And I literally told my wife that right before, like, dude, I want to believe this so bad, but who knows if that's true? And I want to believe this so bad, but who knows that could be fake, or you know what I mean, and vice versa. And it's like. Whatever. I'm just gonna. If it doesn't imminently affect me in my safe zone right here in my home and my safety of my family right here, hey, whatever, bro. Do whatever you're doing over there. I'm good.
Mm.
That's literally like. It's funny you mentioned that because I literally talked to my wife about that like 10 minutes before I hopped on here.
That's just a yeah. Like it seems like even if people are sharing facts that align with your personal beliefs, you have to expect that to be some of that to be false too. Like
It's just
it's just how it
um
is. Everybody's sharing whatever about. I feel like most of it there's at least a little bit of bullshit in it.
yeah, and I don't know. I'm like I don't want whatever. I just hope people don't die. More people don't die. Whatever. But if it comes to my doorsteps, then I'll worry about it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like it's like
that's the same here. Unless it comes to my neighborhood, my doorsteps, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I think mainstream media is just they're following suit what they normally do. They
Yeah.
take half truths and they share it like it's 100% truth, and they get certain people angry, and then certain people get on TikTok and start, you know, spewing all their hate, and then it's
Yep.
hard for you to hear what the truth is. So it's tough.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's pretty much the conundrum, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, just work. What about you, Alex? Leggy?
same old man, just grinding, trying to set up my schedule, get some stuff done, and some clients taken care of, and
Hey, welcome, Thomas Fales. Just jumped on. Malo Kautama. That's what he said.
That's if it's lower.
Thomas, my little brother, Pepe.
Yeah, it's definitely fractured the conservative party, so it's a big deal right now.
You know, oh yeah, it's crazy out there, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, my bills don't really change. Gas price.
Exactly.
gas
But
jumped up.
my
Diesel
bills
is the
change.
price of diesel is outrageous,
Redonkulous.
man. It's
If we
outrageous.
stupidest.
Oh, I'm almost at $200 for a tank.
White
Damn it.
horse, Kusi Kilo, white horse.
Yeah.
He sent me a message last night. He was in Vegas the past weekend, and he filled up to fill up one of his 150-gallon tanks on one side of his 18 wheeler was $1,080.
Fuck.
And he's the owner operator. You know what I mean? So he's paying for that diesel. You know,
Oh, fuck.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
golly.
Tomasi says, Saipe watching the Chop It Up podcast while pretending to work at my office.
Malo, malo, bro.
Masi, you
I,
still is Masi still in New Zealand?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I can still hear that the crackling. Maybe if you guys have your headsets or anything, or way that I think what it's doing is looping through your speaker into your mic.
No, because when I mute my thing, I still hear it.
Yeah, because when you talk, or even when I talk, It goes out of his speaker into his mic. But when he talks on his stuff, you don't hear it at all.
Can you hear me?
He said he's in New Zealand. Yeah, I can hear you.
How is it now?
Talk, Nookie.
Yo,
Yeah, sounds good. It's 100%.
All right.
Dama. Yeah.
Get to put it in.
after
He said it's 2:30 p.m. in New Zealand. He's
after
in
12
Auckland.
episodes, we're still trying to figure this out, guys. We'll
Hey,
figure it
no,
out one day.
nobody's perfect, man.
You know.
Unless you've done BG Wealth, nobody else is perfect,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I have family members who they've tried to talk me into BG. I'm just not. You'll never find me to be a part of any of that shit.
yeah.
Like you remember when? You guys
But
remember
some people understand.
when the water is the water boards?
Yeah, waterboards, bro. I got scammed out of like thousands of dollars from that.
I don't even know what that is, but I've heard it from these guys.
The Tonganos out here were trying to make their own pyramid schemes, and hella people got scammed out.
So it's basically you get it's a pyramid, right? There's one person at the top, two people below, then three, then four, right? So it was was it 8 people? 9? I don't know. But anyways, when you fill up that final bottom row, then it moves up and creates and breaks and creates another pyramid, and that top person gets paid out all the money that was collected from the people below.
Mm.
Man, I put it on like 6 different groups and never ever got watered out, dude. It was such a scam. And
Wow.
and then one of my real good homies, he asked me to like, because he was at the top to get watered out, right? And he was like, "Man, I just need one more person to come in, and then I'll get watered out." And I said, "All right." And he was like, "And then after I get watered out, I'll make sure and help you get to the top two, huh?" Taco and he watered out, and I never got watered out. I hit that fool up.
Damn.
I said, "Hey, give me my money back, dude. Seriously, you scammed me, bro. Like, you got like 8 grand, and I got zero. I lost $500.
He
That's
got you. He
you know.
got you, bro.
So this is good enough.
I don't know how, man.
It was good enough of a friend that he gave it back. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
When people were explaining it to me, they're like, "Yeah, so if you do this, and you get more people, and then you get paid from here, and then they get more people," and I was like, "So what happens when people stop getting more people?"
So I'm gonna read the breakdown too, because like I said, I've been doing a lot of research. So the
Yeah.
breakdown is this is how it works. There's 5 phases of this scheme, right? And the life cycle of this whole how it's set up. The first phase is the launch phase. So early participants receive real withdrawals, right? And so that's what is appealing to people. Okay, it's really working. They're putting money in, they're getting money out. Okay, and so now you can prove that to people, right? Because you're flooding the scene with new recruits, right? They're coming in, so there's a lot of money flowing at that moment. So now they're seeing, and then you can prove to your friends and family, hey, look, this is real. Like I'm cashing out real time. This, that, and the other, right? Phase two, rapid growth, recruitment expands quickly, right? Phase three is stability phase. Dashboard shows large profits, right? So because of phase two, when you keep recruiting, now you're recruiting and everybody's putting in, and you can't put in less than anything. The minimum or the buy-in amount is $500. That's what you have to buy in with, minimum, right? So everybody has to buy in at $500. So now if 4,000 people buying at $500. That's how much is now in the pool, and so it starts to rapidly grow. Step four is withdraw. I mean, phase four is the withdrawal friction. Delays of restrictions appear, and people start to get upset because now that everything was grown, they're having a hard time bringing people in. So if there's no bottom line, there's no money coming through, and there's no way to pay people out any longer. the top people always already made all their money because there's thousands of people under them that were recruited, so they're already sitting up there happy. And then phase five is the collapse or the exit of the platform, where it disappears or shuts down, and then people are left in the dark, scratching their heads, saying, "Why did I do this? I know Gussie told me not to do this, but I still did it." It's like, duh. The hell you think, dude?
You know what that sounds like? It uh, sounds like communism. That's what it sounds like. You
Hey,
know,
Thomas. Yeah, we me chopped it up with Tua. He's actually my neighbor. He lives about less than 10 minutes away from me. I found out.
Who's that? Masi's brother, Tua?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I talked to him. We had talked to him on the phone
Oh,
last
he
week.
lives in Vegas.
Yeah, he lives literally less than 10 minutes from me.
Damn.
Yeah.
yeah.
He said,
Thomas said, "What's up with the Tongans falling for the scams? It's so bad that the Reserve Bank of Tonga had to warn Tongans to stop falling for the scams." Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is communism is very similar. The communism says, hey, no one really has to put a lot of effort into this, but everyone's going to get a little something back. But they don't tell you about these different other tiers that make money off of the general populace, or even the top guy who makes more money. It's just
Yep.
the opposite of capitalism. So that's the only reason why. That's how I find I try to identify if something's a scam or not. You know, is there one guy who makes the most money and everybody else has to work? That sucks. So
I mainly just look at what the person's wearing, and a lot of times, if you have a FUBU jersey on, I don't trust your ass.
dang, not the FUBU.
so
If I
then, so
see
then,
you,
right?
you got capri jeans on and they're Fat Farm, straight to jail. Straight to jail.
So then,
Mm.
because now they see that the end, phase five is approaching, they switched over to this new platform called SW, Swift Wave
Oh,
Trading, right?
yeah.
And
They're
so it's
they're
like,
registered with SEC.
no, none of these. Yeah, they sure are. Maybe a SEC in Pluto or Mars or somewhere out there,
Yeah.
in outer
It's
space.
not SEC. There's a Sa
Sa Sa IKO.
Sa
Sa
Ikao.
IKO. Circle. Nah, but hey, man, it's your guys' money. You guys do what you want, but it's gonna be hella ma when you see families falling apart because the daughter scammed the parents and the grandparents to join, or the son scammed the dad and the mom to join, bro. And they invested their whole life savings, like they took out equity on their home or whatever they had, and it's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be very,
You know what?
very
One of the
sad.
biggest problems with like BG Wealth or even like Amway is what a lot of people do, especially in the church, is they use their connections to get into somebody's house, and then they really give like they pitch this thing that we're, we're it's going to be beneficial to you. You're going to make all this money. You could send your kids to school and everything, and it's kind of like it's almost like building somebody up to go in a casino and say, just put your money in there, and you're gonna come out a winner. You know, we're all gonna we're all gonna eat steak for the rest of our lives. You know,
Bro.
that's the big issue.
Bro, look, the church is true, but I don't trust everybody in the church, bro.
It's true.
The gospel. The gospel.
Yeah, the gospel is true, right?
The
And
people.
Jesus Christ loved me.
Mm.
for example, right? I think I said it before. My dad's best friend was our branch president, the Tongan branch in Alaska. Sure, I never talked to him. I never went to meet with him because you know why? I knew that when I went in there and I told him everything, and I told him everything I needed so I could repent. he was going to call my dad as soon as I walked out the office and say, Shanna, you know what your son just told me? Hell no, bro. I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem. You
That's
see,
why
there's a guy.
I go Palangi Ward now.
There's a
I'm
guy.
good.
He used to be a bishop. He's an ex Mormon now, but he had a TikTok where he was talking about when he was a bishop. Some guy came in and told him that he was molesting his daughter, and he said he looked through the bishop, you know, booklet, and it didn't give him anything to do but this number. He called this number, and they said, "Yeah, now that you call this, you don't have to do anything." And he was like, "See, now I don't have to do anything." But that's not what the book says. The book actually says that if you know that there's abuse happening, you have to report it. And he didn't. But this guy is going around on TikTok and social media saying that bishops aren't prepared for these things, which is really sad.
I got a question.
Lay it out.
We all got kids. When it comes to discipline, where do you draw the line when it becomes discipline and abuse?
For me, I believe discipline has has a start, has a conversation, and has an end. For real discipline, I believe abuse has a start, no conversation, and it just lingers. It's like this long, grudge against the child because they did something wrong, and you're just going to continue to hold it over their head. I think that's abuse. But if you're creating a discipline for a child or someone so that it it focuses on what the action was and tries to separate the action from the person, I think that's probably the best way to discipline. Anything more than that, I think you're it's a slippery slope into like abuse. You know,
I hear you.
Hmm.
what
But
do you
you
think,
let
Inoki fam?
I agree to a certain extent. Like, as a father of six,
on paper.
That you know of.
tungai
Oh,
kupala.
what happened?
Guys, come on,
Hey,
man.
we want to keep it realistic. I mean, we don't want some kids to feel bad if they find out later. So just keeping it
Yeah, we're
real.
just trying to.
Yeah.
If you recognize him as your father, please call me and I will set up the connection.
Come and
You
get
know?
it.
Um, no, it's like I have to learn to be patient, right? Because my first instinct was just bring me back to the way I was raised, right? You out of line, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Sorry.
And then you, after they tell me, bring them. You know why dad did that? I love you because I love you, right? And they're like, nah, no, pa. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Dude, you just hit me with your size 87, 300-pound hand, and you want me to be
Yeah.
quiet now? Like, how are you telling me to be quiet, right? So that was like my first instinct when I first had kids. And so I learned to be patient. I learned to set the ground rules, set my expectations and talk, communicate. And then it's like once if it escalates to this, then we have a more serious talk. And then if stage step 1 and 2 didn't work, then it's okay. Now I'm gonna fire you. And so you can hopefully understand what that means. But it's very rare that I ever had to do that to my kids because it's like more communication between me and my wife with them when they were out of line or they did something wrong. they understood the consequences that were behind it if that behavior continued.
Hmm. What do you think, Goose?
Hmm. Um. The simplest way I could put it is I just don't discipline while I'm mad. That's just the simplest way. I don't discipline while I'm mad.
Mm.
I take time to calm down. Because the one thing I don't want them to correlate is I want, like you said, separate the punishment. I don't ever want my anger to correlate with his discipline. So,
Right.
because then it'll turn into what I had as a kid, where I was like, well, I just got my ass whooped because I made him mad, forgetting that I fucked up and did all that other stuff. So I just try to refrain from disciplining while I'm mad. And a lot of times, it won't get to Tongan style discipline because I've calmed down. But depending on the severity of it, like if it's disrespect or like or stealing or lying, any of those things, it'll turn into Tongan discipline. But I won't be mad.
That's the biggest things that I preach to my kids, and make sure being a liar and a thief, they'll die. Go get You know what I mean? Like that is that. Everything else, come over here. We can laugh and joke about it. We'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
my son, my oldest son, he was still a senior. But I had a girlfriend. He didn't have his license yet. It was like 3 in the morning. He decided to Kaiha'a, our 99 square body suburban, and go all the way across town, 45 minutes to where his girlfriend's dorm is. Right. The sad part is we didn't we didn't even find out from him that he got in a crash. We found out from a friend of a friend's parent that he told their friend, and she called my wife. The parent of the friend that he called. Anyways, he came home later that day. Kone hu mai matapa. Ano fuha poi mo ukulele hene ulu papa. Oh. And I'm like, dude, out of all things you could have done, we're worried about your safety first and foremost. I don't care that the car is totaled. I'm not upset about that. I'm upset that you called all these other people instead of me and your mom so that we can come and make sure that you're okay. You're our son. No matter what, we still love you, right? And so, man, like that was the only time I like had a my father moment when how my father used to discipline me. First he lied, then he stole the car, and so it's like, so you are a liar and a thief. You did two of the worst things that you could have done that I told you not to do, since you were this small. And ever since then, every little thing. Oh, Dad, the air in the tire's low in the car, and like every little thing he'll tell us now. You know what I mean? So he don't even let anything go untold. But
Yeah.
it's like, man, we're as parents, because we don't know everything. I'm learning. I'm still learning as father of six kids, and my oldest is up turning 20 years old. I'm still learning every single day how to be a better parent and what I can change and how we can adjust to the times and all these other things to make things better for them. You know.
Mm. Another thing I think is important to see is that I'm not sure about your parents, but my parents, they came here to the States and I was a young child. And so there's a little bit of a culture shock. Not only that, there's some language barrier. And between me and my parents, and also in my parents understanding what the culture is, and my dad trying to understand how he can bring his the traditions and his culture that he grew up with here and communicate with his kids and be close to us, and he did the best he can. But I have a leg up on my dad because, now when I was raising my kids, we all spoke English, basically had the same culture, We live here in America. We live in American culture, and it's just a little bit different, you know. So it's hard for me. Look, I couldn't understand the way my dad disciplined me when I went to discipline my kids because, you know, I didn't have that type of anger or I didn't have that. But you know, I screwed up. You know, I screwed up when I first became, you know, a father because I didn't know what the game plan is. You know, nobody says, "Hey, sit down and think about," you know. But over time, I started to realize, you know, I have to stop. I have to think about these things, and when you think about it, it kind of gets rid of all the anger and all the emotions that are involved about it. You become more logical in your approach. And I think that's the best way to look at things. And, you know, when I said, you know, we got to forget about it, you know, it has to be a stop to the discipline. The reason why I say that is because I've been to people's house where they'll see their son and like, oh, look at this little criminal. I was like, why you call him a criminal? It's like, oh, last year he did this. I was like, you're continuing the discipline or the abuse by calling this guy a criminal, even though like, you know, I don't know what your process was as far as you know, uh, fixing the issue, but yeah. So I mean, this is a long-winded answer to what you're asking, Lucy, but I,
No,
I
you're
don't know,
good.
you know.
And it's crazy because I go to the store, right? When all my kids were younger, and we would take 6 children to the store, right? And people would walk by and tell me and my wife, like, "Man, you have really well behaved kids." And in my head, I'm like, these fools are gaga right now, bro. Like only if these people know, right, what we deal with. Like they're looking around and seeing people and just gaga right now, huh? As soon as that lady walked off, one ran there, and I'm like, see, what did I just tell you, dude? But you know, I feel like all we can do is try our best. There's no written way of what's right or wrong and how to raise kids. All we can do is learn from our past, from how
Right.
we were raised, take the good from that, and remember the negatives and try to do better,
Yeah.
as ourselves.
Because the circumstances you or even Kusi or even Lolo or anyone's going through, your financial issues or you know your marital issues, they're all different. So you have to approach things differently according to what your circumstances are. So yeah. I think I would hope everyone is just being less emotional about discipline and more like you know
Logical.
thoughtful and logical. Logical is a evil word to some people these days, man. You say
So my
logical,
so
they
like
blow up.
so right now, my youngest is 6. She's going to be turning 7 here at the end of the month, or no, sorry, in June. My bad. So in June she'll turn 7, but I'm trying to get her to understand why she likes things, why she doesn't like things, what she dislikes. So, to try to differentiate and understand why when she comes to me and say, "Dad, I don't want to eat that food," and then I ask her, "Why don't you want to eat that food?" But she doesn't really know, right? And she doesn't understand. So like she watches these YouTubes, and today I'm like, "Why do you watch that YouTube? What do you like about it?"
Yeah.
And she sits there, she looks at me with a confused face, and she's like, "I don't know." And so then I asked my wife. Told my wife, me and my wife were sitting at the table. I said, "Babe, how come you watch the Real Housewives show?" And she's like, "Because it's entertaining to me." And I looked back at my daughter and I said, "You see, mommy likes that show because she finds it entertaining. Like she finds it, she's attracted to it because it's something that makes her feel good when she watches it. Like it's either funny or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, right?" So I want to, because I want her not to just say, "Oh, I don't like that," or "I like that," but she needs to understand why she doesn't like it or why she
Yeah.
likes the certain things, right? But she's looking at me
Yeah.
like, "Dad, what are you asking me?" you know,
Interrogation.
because yesterday, right? Like yesterday, so I made some oatmeal for breakfast. I made me a pot of oatmeal, and I said, "Irie, you want oatmeal?" She said, "I really don't eat oatmeal. I don't know. I don't like oatmeal." I said, "Have you tried oatmeal?" She said, No." So I said, "Okay, come eat some." And I gave her a spoonful, and so she runs off. And then 2 minutes go by, I'm still eating, and I say, "Irie, you want some more?" And she looks back at me. She's like, um, no. And I'm like, so then I was like, how come? She's like, oh, I don't like it. And she comes and I said, what don't you like about the oatmeal? And I point to my bowl, right? And so she's pointing like at the oats, the oats that are in the oatmeal, and she's
Right.
like, yeah, I don't like the way that tastes. I'm like, oh, the oats. That's what oatmeal is oats. She's like, yeah, I don't like. I said, so that's what daddy means that I want to know why you don't like it. I need to know the reason. And she's like, yeah, because I don't like those things. That's why. I said, oh, okay. So now I'm trying to get her to slowly understand those types of things, and so that she can explain to someone like, okay, I don't like this because, or I like this because, or that was funny because, or that wasn't funny because, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she can explain herself better.
So, so my question is, do you feel like you would hope that she would like oatmeal so that like it could be something you could share with her? Or...
No, no, no. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to make sure that I can understand when she comes to me and says certain things like that. I don't like this, or I love this, or this is
Right.
great, or this is not great. That way I can have her express myself and to tell me the things that she does like or she doesn't like about it. I don't want her to just like the oatmeal because I like the oatmeal. I'm not gonna force her to eat it, but I just wanted to know what she didn't like about it or why
Yeah.
she didn't like it.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because I think it's important. When I was growing up, and you guys too probably did this too, but we went to like all the ward camps, and we had some, state camps, and we were in a Tongan ward, and what I loved about the ward camps they every year is that you kind of gave you a window into like trying to survive. You took your food and whatever food was there, you either ate it or you starved. You had to deal with what they had, and I love that now thinking back to like it gave me an opportunity not to be so picky about food and realize at some point I'm just going to be hungry and I just need something to like sustain my my appetite and hopefully I'm not overtly just being picky, and I
Well,
think
I
it's
do that.
something important to like share with the kids sometimes.
Yeah, I make sure my kids understand that too, right? I
Yeah.
let them know that hey, we're blessed to eat certain foods. There's certain countries and people that you know hardly eat a meal in a week. You know what I mean, or let alone in a day. And
Yeah.
so we got to be very grateful, right? The one thing that I do make sure that my kids eat is vegetables. like like my one son, bro. He will my 14-year-old freshman, he will try everything under the sun not to eat any vegetable that's in the food, right? And like, bro, I'm gonna sit here all night. We can sit here till tomorrow before you go to school until you finish that plate, dude. Like you're not moving, bro. And he'll eat, he'll like, okay, and then he'll force himself to eat, and then he's like, do you have a gum? Is there gum around? Because I feel like I'm going to lure. I'm like, all right, I'd rather you chew the gum then. You ate your food, just chew the gum and go back in your room, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's like, come on, dude. It's just carrots and some broccoli. Come on, what's the problem here? You know? Like, what are you doing, dude? But
Ugh, carrots. Ugh.
You can't eat carrots?
I'm not a big fan of it. No,
For real?
I'll eat it, but
um,
I'm not a fan of it.
why
I'm a
not?
fan of carrots and broccoli.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. And then like going back to what I was saying about surviving, it's not something that you'd probably put in your survival kit. A bunch of carrots and broccoli. It's probably going to be some oats and some dehydrated fruit or something, or you know some
Bro,
bread
I
or
was
something.
surprised the other day. I made some salati paca. And bro, I'm over there, me and my wife's eating, and then my two youngest kids, my son that's 10 and my daughter, they're like, what is that? I'm like, oh, crab salad. They come, and this is something that I thought they wouldn't like. But man, Shana, they took a bite of my bowl, my wife's bowl, and they're like, can
What
we
was
have
it?
it?
What did you make?
Crab salad. Like the
Oh
Tongan
yeah,
style crab salad.
yeah.
So I made it, and man, my little daughter loved it. She's like ate the whole bowl from me. I'm like, oh. But I was surprised that she would like that. I thought she would like oatmeal better than salatipaca. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But I guess it's true. Like some people don't like the texture of certain foods, right? The
Right,
texture that it's in, that they when they put it in their mouth, they don't like certain
bro.
textures.
The other day we found a Asian market here, and we bought some manioke, and I lolo some manioke and hakad it. Man, oh my gosh, it was heaven, bro.
To you or Pam too?
Pam liked it too. She liked it a lot. Yeah, but like what I really wanted was some taro to make maybe some palusami or some lupulu, but they don't. There's nowhere around here that sells taro leaves.
Mm.
Sucks.
That's why you just look for the like pele or spinach.
Nah, it's not the same for me, bro.
No, I know it's not the same, but
Yeah,
you gotta wing it. You gotta do
yeah,
what you
yeah,
gotta do.
yeah.
You know,
Is
you
that
just gotta sometimes.
No.
Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta do the
tell him,
do.
Kuzi? Tell him, nah. Yeah, don't die like that.
You
Not
know,
me.
you guys are like entitled people, but me, I just have to make do with what I
No,
got. You know
Bella
what I
is
mean?
Bella. Bella
Not
is good,
entitled.
but Bella is not
Yeah, bell
taro.
is spinach is
Bella
spinach,
is.
but it's not loose.
You guys
Stop
are
it,
like
man. Just
you guys
stop
are
it.
like you guys are like bougie 4.0. You know,
Yeah.
like
Mm-mm.
like like this guy got a new fade and stuff. He thinks he's cool, like a new fade with a part
I
in his
cut
hair.
Yeah.
I
No,
cut my hair by my
this guy over here.
oh.
You know,
Hey, go.
Hey, you still got the party in the back?
Nope,
no,
gone.
no.
It's all gone.
See,
Whatever, quitter.
man, you a quitter, dude. You got rid of the hair, the hair.
It's not for me, bro.
So
It's just too much extra time, bro. It's
this is the dilemma that I have as a parent right now. Currently, I work my ass off to give my son the life I didn't have. Okay, but in this same world where I created a life, my son can have whatever he needs, whatever he wants, doesn't want for nothing, doesn't skip a meal, all of that stuff, right? Sometimes I find myself expecting him to have the same grit that I did, my brothers did. But that grit only came from growing up the way we did. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yep.
there's like,
So you gotta
I'm
find a
trying to
way.
find a
You
happy
gotta,
medium.
yeah.
Happy medium on like how I can teach him humility and fucking and how to be grateful and respect and all those other things while still supplying him with the life he has. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you got all those things through the challenges that you went through in life. And although you don't want your kids to go through those challenges, you definitely want them to learn those
Ooh,
lessons.
chapstick, dude.
So,
Yeah.
Thomas Fowler said Bella is way better than spinach. Yes, guys, I understand.
he didn't
I
say better.
know.
He said it's different than spinach.
Well, different, better, whatever. But I know it is. I'm not saying it's comparable, but I'm just saying sometimes if that's all you got. You just all you got. But it seems to me like you guys would rather go without if it's not the real thing.
Yeah. If I have
Yeah.
sheepy and I don't have Lou, I'm not gonna make Lou sheepy. Even if I'm craving it, even if I just have spinach, I'm gonna make garlic sheepy or something like that.
Mm.
Until I get Lou, I'm not gonna make Lou. I'm just gonna leave the
Yeah.
spinach in the belly and wait for the Lou.
Yeah. Because
Mm.
I cooked put the coconut cream and the onion in the manioke. And what if I just got like mayonnaise? That wouldn't have been the same, man. You got to do
Yeah.
the right way, bro. Come on.
Is doing the loloi like a manioke or the loloi siaine, is that like a Samoan thing more so than a Tongan thing?
I don't know, but
I
manioke,
think it's more so
manioke
Italian thing.
for manioke for me is Tongan, but the Samoans they
Nah,
do the loloi.
growing up for me, Like I never seen my dad lolo the shiaine. It was always just boil it, haka it, and eat it.
Yeah, we weren't big fans of Fai. I mean the
For real?
seri. No, I
I like
wasn't a
all of
fan.
them. The one I like is May.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
May.
I love May.
I'll smack a May, bro.
Ayaga que May mo di lupul masima.
I think you could order May. I think I'm trying to
So
order some
so
May.
Thomas said, Okusi, it's very hard to teach grit because it's only obtained through experience.
See, that's my dilemma.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
but then like my son comes home sometimes and dinner's ready, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to eat that." And a part of me is like, "Well, there's other stuff you can make that." But the part that actually comes out is you can eat that, or you can go to sleep and not eat at all. One or the other.
yeah.
We
Well,
don't have any shorter. We don't have any short order cooks in this house.
one thing that's the best way to help any human develop is going through the process of failure. So sometimes when they fail at something that they're trying to attempt to do, they learn and they try to retry it again. And maybe I don't know, in that situation, you just okay, you have nothing to eat, and then they learn to like that food. I don't know. It's just you know sometimes the development has to happen through some hardship, and that's where the grit comes in, I think.
No, I hear you.
Because I know, look, if I was in your shoes and came home and like you made something and I don't want to eat that, like,
Ufi is
dang,
king, Thomas Foley said.
oof,
The
yeah,
what?
that's hard to
Ufi.
get though. The oofy.
Dude, Ufi, this is my
Ah,
shit.
Uh,
Ufi and
my
Ota.
my favorite meakai tonga kape.
Cape is good. I think Cape and Ufi are, to me, they're almost the same.
yeah, my number one is manioke, bro. That
Shana, I
manioke.
went to I was in Tonga, right? First time in Tonga, I went to Uta. My uncle took me to their Uta in Lomai Viti, right? His Uta is in Lomai Viti because that's where his wife is from. So he goes there and we go to Uta and he's like, okay, we're gonna taki the kape, right? We're gonna but he that's all he said. So he gave me the whole and I'm like, okay, cool. So I see where the thing's coming out the ground, right? And I'm just digging around. Oh, Hawkeye broke the cup. It was about like 3 feet long. Broke it in half. my Shana, my uncle tied me bad that day. I'm like, dude, you didn't tell me that I have to dig a hole around 3 feet around the thing first and then dig down. Like, dude, you didn't explain anything to me. You just let me go, bro. And then you're gonna whoop me for not knowing what to do, dude. You didn't explain it right. Come on, bro. Seriously.
Hey,
Like,
Thomas
be
says
for real.
cape is the healthiest for you than all the crops in Tonga, and manioke is the least healthiest. I don't know about that because they're saying manioke is one of the healthiest foods for those who are working out. As far as
Hey, but you know, manioc spans the globe. It's a
yeah,
global food.
yeah,
Yeah,
and because
tapioca.
it's the thing about it is if you're lifting weights, it's a complex carb, so it's really good for you.
Someone told me that Samoan people don't eat manioc. That's like food for the pigs.
I don't know about that. My Samoan family ate they call it manioka, but it's
That's
they
that's
don't
just all
call
I
it.
heard. Like manioc is not like a preference. It's like something you would feed to the animals, right? You wouldn't. You're not going to seek after it to eat in Samoa. That's just
Oh.
what I was told.
I just love the
Um,
taste. It has a coconut taste to it. I love it, man.
Bro, have you ever ate like Cuban food?
Uh,
Cubans make their plates with manioc, bro. And it's like hella they cook it so it's like super have and like mushy. But dude, it's good with their food that they make it with. It's hella evil.
Hmm.
Cubans
Um,
eat it. Filipinos. There's a lot of different countries that eat manioc.
if I gave you a kofu of lucipi, a big ass kofu, a perfectly cooked lucipi, what's your meakai? Which one? What's your meakai of choice to eat with lucipi?
I'm gonna go with Ufi because it would be probably more readily available than like
No,
Cape at that
anything,
moment. Oh, I would go with Cape.
anything. Okay,
Me.
cape,
Yep.
I go with manioke.
manioke. Okay.
Yep.
Now you have a big plate of kale sipi. What's your go-to meakai?
Oh, if I'm eating kale, I have to eat it with manioc. That's my number one rule.
Okay.
What was the question again?
Now it's kale sipi. What's your choice of meakai?
Probably taro. Yeah.
Tao? Okay. Okay. Now you have a kofu of loihoshi.
Oh, it's gotta be manioc, dude. It's gotta.
That's law. That's law. That's
It's
just
it's
what it is.
it's you. If you eat loy hosi with anything other than manioc, they'll buy your mata. They'll tuki god. You know, me and you got a problem, bro. Like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
One of the boys was like, "Hey, we just barely fired a horse. I took some brought some meat home. I'm gonna treat it, gonna cook it up, slow roast, all that stuff. And I'll make some loihoshi." And we're like, "All right, cool. Let us know. We can come help. We can come throw in, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, can one of you guys make a pan of rice?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, a pan of rice." And all the boys were just question mark, question mark, question mark. And I was like, "Please don't tell me the pan of rice is for the loihoshi." And he's like, what else would you eat it with?" And everybody started going there. "It's manioc, motherfucker. You don't eat it with anything else. Don't ever put rice on our loyalty. The fuck is wrong with you?" Everybody going in on him. I was like, "It's law. That's just what it is. Loyalty, manioc. That's it."
Hey, so Tomasi says manioke is the lowest of the low compared to the rankings of Tongan crops, while ufi is the highest of them all. Which is weird because when I was living in Tonga, our land is not far from where you guys were at in Loma Viti. We were just before you get to Tokomololo. If you're coming from Leohana, and all he had and all the neighbors had were rows and rows of manioke. You know, that's what you go underneath and you grab all the grass and everything. That's
And you
and it
shake
was a
it.
yeah, and it was a quick crop because you take it out, you chop up this, the stems, you just plant those stems back in and it'll grow. And
Yeah.
like the also the problem with I've heard before about the sugars in manioke, but manioke is a different type of sugar because the glycemic level of manioke is far lower than like your to or any other like
Yeah.
Excuse me.
so it's much healthier
Bless
for
you.
you in terms of you know those of us who are if you're trying to work out and you're trying to get some healthier carbs, because you do need carbs when you're working out. Manioc is actually a lot better for you than a lot of other sugars if you're trying to manage your carbs. But I love the taste. That's the reason why I love it.
That's the same here. I love the taste of manioc.
I love it,
Like a
man.
Hey,
perfectly hakad manioc
Oh my
with
god.
some. You get the new, and then you get pepper flakes, and you mix it. You know what I mean? You mix it all up, and you
hey, bro.
pour it all over, and just let it simmer in the spicy coconut cream for a little bit.
I was in Tonga. My neighbor put me on game, bro. He was barbecuing some soup. He was barbecuing some sipi. I walked over to the house, right to his house. I said, "Hey, what's up, me? What are you doing, man?" He said, "Oh, fucking tunu sipi." I said, "Oh, okay, bro." Next thing you know, he he got the manioke that was already haka. and he threw it on the barbecue grill. I'm like, Shenna, you don't know that too? He's like, yep. Man, that was hella evil, bro. Barbecue manioke. Like
Yeah, if
he
you're cooking in
didn't.
the bush, you just throw the manioc on the fire.
Yeah, he didn't like. So I think it's the same way. But it was actually on a barbecue grill, and it was like I was like, oh, this thing. He didn't
That's
make it to where
evil.
it was baku. It was just like nice and like kind of little
Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on
crunchy.
it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it was like,
Yeah,
man, I think that thing right
that's
there.
the way you do it. If you're gonna tuno kuri or something in the bush, get the manioc, you throw it on the fire.
Oh, how about some more tonga? Oh,
Dude, you can put water, you can dump water on it, and it's still full of flavor, dude.
sheesh. Have you had
Well,
more tonga?
I don't know what moatonga is.
Tonga and wild chicken.
Oh yeah, I had some of that when we went to. My auntie took me to Pangai and Hapai, and we were visiting family, and one of the family members over there told the little kid, "Hey, go get a maw," And I thought they were going to go to like the refrigerator or something. This dude is out there like whacking this chicken, chopping it up. He cooked the chicken and brought it with the claws still on the chicken, and like they nibble at the claws and everything. And I was like, it was just, and it was really gamey. Like it was it tasted really nice, but it was just a gamey meat. But it was a new experience for me, man.
Yeah,
How did you guys feel about kuri?
I've never eaten kudi.
me neither.
I have too much love for dogs to ever do that, man.
I never got a chance in Tonga.
Yeah,
Neither one of you.
never.
You can still do it in America.
My friends told me about it in Tonga, but I just made sure I wasn't there that day because I just didn't want to experience that.
Yeah, I'll
And
pass.
I just think because I came from America, and it was like, dude, there ain't no way, bro. I'm finna eat the neighbor's cootie right now. Not happening, dude. No, nope.
Well, that's not the case in Tonga. If you
No,
were to
I know
compare
there's a
it,
lot of
it's like
wild
a
cooties. I
dingo.
mean,
It's like a dingo. It's like a wild kuri.
yeah, yeah, but nope. What about you? It tastes good.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'll take that over a lot of meats.
Did you take the bone and like clean your
It
teeth
tastes
out?
like kosi. If I prepared you a plate of kosi and a plate of kuri and I gave it to you, you wouldn't tell the difference.
Mm,
What's kosi?
Goat.
Oh,
goat.
It's
you
all
know,
about the low and slow, baby.
you know, I didn't grow up with manioc in the house. So when I went to Tonga for the first time and I was 13. That's the first experience I had with manioc. And so let me tell you that, I mean, look, like I said, we used to go to our uta every day after school. We would ride our bike or walk to the uta and work on the land, and then we get some manioc. And
Oh,
and
that's
I
probably
never.
your guys' land. We used to when we walked off of Leahona, we went there. We stole the. We went in Kaiha Bata from there. The little small.
No, you have to go past Lomaiviti towards Togomololo to get to
Oh, okay, not
our
your
land.
land, but we used
Yeah.
to pick out the younger guys in high school at Leahona. Hey, climb the fence and go and grab us a bundle of bata so we can eat it
Yeah.
on the way
He
when
didn't.
we
He didn't have
walk.
any patanes. It was. I don't know if you know Paolo and Gina. It was Paolo and Gina's land. Paolo
Mm,
Tautua.
yeah.
So let me tell you, the first time I had
Hold on.
manioc.
Paula Tautua.
Yeah, he used to be administrator over there at Leohana.
Is Gina Siapani or Tonga?
Yeah, she's Shapani. She's a
Oh
Fijian
shit.
Shapani. Yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
related to. Go ahead.
we went to they were in Sunset. They were in our ward for a little bit. Met
In
all their
Utah.
kids. Yeah.
Oh wow, wow.
Met
I
all
didn't
their
know that.
kids. One of their sons, I forget his name, Jason or something like that. He's running for city council or something like that.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
what's funny? I just remember, bro. My best friend growing up, mom is a Tautua.
Oh yeah.
His middle name is Levi Tautua Orfew. So the dad's Orfew, and but his middle name is Tautua from his mom.
Oh really? What's the mom's name?
Her name is Sela.
Sela Tautua.
That doesn't narrow it down.
But
There's a couple. There's a couple of them. But where did they live?
Shela,
You remember?
Loshe, Anna,
Mele.
Shani, Mele.
that's like a common name, right? But I'm saying like Tautua is not. I don't think
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Tatua.
different
Yeah.
Tautuas. Are there?
No.
No, there's not.
You know what I
No.
mean? But
Mm.
I like I'll ask my friend.
And that's crazy. Yeah, Paula and Gina, they moved into our ward when I was, man, barely out of high school or towards the end of high school.
What a small world, man.
And their kids, their sons were obnoxious as shit. Because I
Yeah.
would sit there and talk, and then like me and the boys would be, when the young men, we just hang out in the hallway and talk story, talk shit and lie about us. Oh, yeah, we did this on the weekend. Bullshit. But we were talking one time, they're like, hey, if you can be any race besides, or if you can be any race besides Tommy, what race would you be? And I was like, none. That's the Tommy. And one of their kids was like, you'll never be Tommy. You're not from Tonga, you're American. And I kind of got butthurt, and I was like, bitch, you're Japanese. The fuck you talking to me about? I got hella butthurt because I knew, in a sense, I mean, he ain't lying. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I'm well versed in my culture and stuff,
and
but
that's how I
they're
like.
from Tonga. They're from Tonga. You know what I mean? But for him to come up to me and be like, "Oh, you'll never be Tongan," and he was like 4 years younger than me, and he was like, "Oh, you'll never be Tongan." I was like, "All right, konnichiwa, bitch."
Yeah.
That's that's one of the things how I be fighting some of the guys at the fight cover. Because um, man, when I left from Tonga and I came back, bro, my Tongan was fluent, but I moved straight from Tonga to Hawaii with my Hawaiian side, so I lost the
Yeah.
fluent Tongan, being fluent in Tongan. But like some guys, they just need to like be put in their place. They're so proud to be Tongan, and I'll be like, they're just talking, and when it gets annoying to me, I'll be like, man, you know the thing is. You've never been to Tonga. You never put your foot in the sand at the beach in Tonga. You never seen like your grandpa and grandma's yard and house and how they grew up and the history of your ancestors and that. So I don't think you can claim to be Tongan if you never went to Tonga yet.
Mm,
I said, yeah, you might speak better Tongan than me, but bro, I've been to the motherland, dude. Have you? Oh, okay. All right, chill out, bro.
that's what
Chill
I'm saying. It's like
out.
the abundance of, especially the Katongas, they're from Tonga. Yeah, like they try so hard to um kind of put us American Tongans down. Like, oh, you're not, man, you'll never be Tongan. You too white. You whitewash. You plastic. This and that. Yet they wear all of our clothing brands.
You're here.
They
You're
all
here.
want to come to America.
Yeah.
They all want to come partake in the culture. They get pissed off when you make fun of their English. Like, if it didn't matter to you, you wouldn't get mad about it. Come on
No, but
now.
like it's funny because I can do it. I'm a Tongan American, so like, and everybody else is Tongan American. It's like, shit, I don't know. They look at me like, oh, my bad. All right.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta drop the Sienna. And they're like, oh, what?
uh, man, I'm grateful for going to Tongan for the 3 years I was there. Man, it's like life changing experience. Humbled me, made me be grateful for so many things in life. Appreciate a lot of things more than I did before I got there. It's just
Bro, let me tell
everybody.
you the story of the first time I had some manioke, right? I ate it. So one Saturday morning, my cousin Cody and Wayne, they're my older cousins, but they wrapped a bunch of manioc in some foil, and they had some meat in like a little box, a little tin, and we drove. Once you get to Tokomololo, instead of going towards town, you could go the opposite way, like towards the ocean. We went straight down to the ocean, and it's like a rock formation. You got to walk between the rocks down into the ocean. You know where the shore is beautiful. And then they made a fire, and then they put the foil on the fire after they stoked the fire, and then they put the out of the tin they had some CP and they put it on there, on the back and let it kind of burn on the skin side. And then when we started eating it, they opened up the manioke, right? And they took the CP and they went to the ocean and dipped it in the ocean. And I was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, just try it." And just the taste of the salt from the ocean and that manioke, the first time having it is just like, I don't want to sound like crazy about it, but it was like magical. I was like, "Wow, this is amazing, man. You guys just can
Yeah.
do this, and on a Saturday at the beach, and we're here in the ocean, and you know, because there's a barrier, there's no waves. You just go out and you could swim and just have an amazing time. Man, it was a life, man. I really appreciated those times. I learned, like Noke was saying, I learned a lot when I was over there. I learned how to look after school when I was going to Tonga High. Um, After school, me and my buddies, we would go and get a ma and we break it in half and we get some lemani and we poke a hole in the ma and we pour some lemani in it and we would eat that, and it was like the best food ever. Not only because like it's something, but you're sharing it with a buddy, and we're talking crap about school and all this stuff on the way home,
Yeah.
and you learn how to like live kind of almost minimally, as a minimalist and a humble way of appreciating the small things. And I really appreciated that opportunity I had.
That was my lunch every day when I worked yate for my dad. Eating a Fanta and some bread,
Oh,
French bread.
Tonga High all the way, Tomasi says.
Or some Neapolitan ice cream.
I
Oh
don't know if they
yeah.
I don't think they have lemani anymore in Tonga. That was the drink, bro. Have you drink lemani? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tonga High all the way, Alex. Oh,
That gray maroon.
hey, I was the besta for my aunt's bus, and I used to let all the Tonga High girls get on for free. My cousin was driving, right? My older cousin was already bussy, and I'm sitting right there. Besta. We pull up to Tonga High stop, and we're heading towards Viola, right? To Havelu. And they, hey, come in. Sabi, go. It's cool. Shana, we all get back, right? We'll get back and we'll park the bus in my aunt's driveway. And I get out and I go give my aunt a little tin. You know those cookie tins, the round ones. That's what we used to collect the money in, right? And I would get off and I go give it to my aunt, and she looks at me. She said, "Okay, malo, hey, lucky, malo," and she'll more no. I said, "Okay, thank you, Auntie." And my cousin, that's the driver. He said, "No, don't give him the money. He let all the girls from the high school get out for free." I said,
Dang.
Shonda, stop hating, bro. Chill out, man. And my auntie was like, and then my aunt would just start laughing. And she was like, Bella, it's good. I'll go.
Yeah.
But bro, that was funny. Those were the days.
Dude, I loved it. My time there, I loved it. I didn't even want to leave when it was time to leave.
You know, we mom saw back one time and we went in Turihopo at the wharf.
Did you go and buy some ma?
Bro, dude, nope. Shonda, I got home and my uncle who whipped me hella bad. I'm like, oh, sorry. My bad. I was supposed to play
Hey,
outside on Sunday.
hey,
But
if you
I,
touch the
I was just
water,
following the local kids. So hey, the local kids over here doing it. Why can't someone from America go, dude? That's the problem.
hey, when I went to Hapai, I was just waiting in the water, and the police came by and said, "Hey, stop!" When I was like, "Oh, I'm just walking." He's like, "Stop!" Oh, you can't even just wade in the ocean. It's considered kaukautai.
You know, one cool memory, like my best memory, I was there for Y2K.
Oh, really?
Tonga had the biggest block party, dude. It was the city was jumping, the whole
Or
street, right?
99 to 2000?
Yeah, to welcome in Y2K. Shana, it was happening in Tonga. But in my head, I'm like, I was also worried because we were like the world's gonna end, right? Like the cyber
Yeah.
attack and all this, right? And Shana, we were over there, Lotokolo, hella partying, dude. I
Were you
was like,
helping everybody out? Because I know you were like 35 at the time.
hey, go
Were you?
see.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Maltou, Mantui.
Hey, ójate que hoy.
Man, but yeah, that was
No,
like it was time to be there to welcome in the new millennium. You know,
I feel
Hmm.
like Tonga's like it's an experience. It's almost a necessity. Like as a person to go through those humbling experiences and to um just look around and understand that everybody's the same. Everybody's digging their food up. Everybody's the like you guys said, no mama zapata or any of that stuff. I feel like it's an experience that I would say is almost as a necessity as a tummy. Um, but to each their own.
bro.
It doesn't matter. Even if I went to Tonga and I stayed there until the day I died, I'd still be called plastic.
You know what's funny is when I went to Leona, they didn't give us any instructions. No one told me. No one told me that the cafeteria was only for the kids that stayed on campus. No one ever once told me that. Right. So check this out. New kid on the block from America. It's lunchtime. We get out of class. All I'm looking for, I'm used to America. We see the cafeteria. Where do we go? Right? Cafeteria. Cool. I'm in the line. I see one of the guys that I'm in class with, a couple other kids at a table. So I'm in line with the tray, getting my meakai, getting my food, go through the line, get it. Then I go sit down next to the people that I seen in my class over there eating, hella eating. And then one of my classmates is like, hey, Noke, this is only for the people that live in the dorms, right? You're not supposed to be in here. I said, and I look around, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't see my cousins that don't live in the dorms. They're not in here. Like other people that I know didn't live. I'm like, oh well. I just kept eating. But after that day, I never went back in there because I didn't want to break the rules. Or
Yeah,
else, like from that day on, but right outside the cafeteria at Leahona, they had like people from Kahoa and right around the near villages would come and park right outside the cafeteria and like sell keke and
Yeah.
kofu nutolos
Yep.
and like they had their 5 gallon jugs with the juice in it, and we could buy a cup for 5 cents or 10 cents. And so we would just do that. Me and my boys, we would just chip in. We'll buy two kofu nutolos and two kofu keke, smash the michi nutolos, smash it up, and then put it in the keke like a sandwich.
dude. One of my cousins called me on Facebook. I said, "Hey, can you get a hold of this lotion?" And she showed me this Victoria's Secret lotion, like a tube of Victoria's Secret lotion.
Would you
Can
guys
you get
look
a
at the
hold of a lotion like this? And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And I just start googling prices of Victoria's Secret lotions and stuff. She's like, "Oh, um, if you can get a hold of it, I can ask one of my cousins from over there to come and give you the money. I know it's real expensive." And I was like, "Well, yeah, it is, but it's not like
Terrible.
horrible. It's not terrible."
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, because they sell it at the store over here for 95 paanga." And I was like, "What?"
See, the panga is like that's $50 American almost 42 dollars.
Yeah. And I was like, "Wait." I told her, I was like, "I swear, like $100 here." Started doing the math. I was like, "Oh, so it's like $41 American." She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "How much is the two?" I go, $7. She's like, really? I was like, yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
So it'd be 14 paanga.
So Thomas Fowler said, Katama, would you guys move to Tonga if provided an opportunity?
It depends on what the opportunity would be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need an opportunity for my son to thrive.
Yeah,
I noticed that no, a lot of kids that came here from Tonga, they would tell us like it's so hard going to the internet cafe, like all the computers were,
Mhm.
and see the whole world before your eyes, and then right when you walk out of that internet cafe, you're walking back to go, Huuta, or like everything's so limited.
Yeah,
Shana, I was one of those people in the late 90s, early 2000s in that internet cafe in Tonga. Well, not, it wasn't an internet cafe. It was the Fare Telefoni, like where you paid your bills. It was in there,
Yeah,
and you can go there, buy a card, and then you would go in there and you can use. They would give you this card. If you give them $10, they would have a certain amount of time. You can go in these little booths they had to make phone calls, or you can go to this other little area with the computers, and then you can use dial up, the slowest dial up in the world, and they will charge you like $3 a minute, and it will take like 6 minutes to even actually get on the line onto the internet first. So you would have to pay like $20 to even get on the internet. And I'm
yeah,
like, bro, that's crazy. So I would
yeah,
always go and call, and I would tell my dad and my mom, like, hey, I'll be at the house. I'll be at the house because I'll be at the house on Tuesday and Wednesday at this time. Call the house phone because you could call from America to Tonga, but you couldn't we couldn't dial out from our house phone to make outgoing calls at the during those times.
mm. Yeah.
good.
And it's funny because in American Samoa, we just went a couple years ago, and you could have T-Mobile or whatever and take it there, but you can't have access to any communication, um, uh, you know, um, area there because you have to buy like a Wi-Fi puck so that you can have connection to whatever your carrier is. It's almost like a monopoly out there. It's kind of it's unfortunate because you think that you buy this package when you go there that you could use it, but you can't use it. Like we purchased a T-Mobile package for American Samoa, but it didn't work. You still had to go get a puck for it to
This
work over
is
there.
the this is the advertisement that I showed my cousin. 5.95
$5.95.
a lotion, and she started tripping.
Somebody making a nice profit off of that.
Somebody making a beautiful profit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, I got you." And so we put together a puha equivalent to like a barrel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 50-gallon barrel. Drum.
Yeah, like a crib, and just put a bunch of bougie shit in it. The mist, the spray mist from Victoria's Secret, the lotions, hair products but not like the expensive, like Suave,
Yeah, the
Everything.
bunch of
dollar
like
stuff
hair
at like Dollar
products and
Tree.
stuff. Well, we went a little more expensive than that, and we sent it out to her, like Pantene Pro V and Head and Shoulders, stuff like that. I don't even think they really needed Head and Shoulders because I don't. I would guess they don't get that much dandruff because of the humidity there. But
Mm.
we got them just a bunch of like stuff that they saw as like impossible to get and sent it over there. And she said she went to the store and she showed the lady all her lotions. And the lady was like, "Oh, I'll buy that from you." And she goes, "Oh yeah, 150 paang a piece." I was like, "Hey, fight fire with
Got
fire."
'em. Got 'em. Yeah, I'd move back to Tonga. I'd move back to Tonga if I was and
I would
in
too.
if I was like retirement age, if I had an opportunity to, I would, but
I plan
not
on it.
not right now. I wouldn't.
I just need an opportunity for my son to thrive. And if he
Yeah,
can thrive in Tonga, then maybe.
that's the issue with when you're taking kids back there because it's such a cultural shock for them, and the expectation that they have living here in America, going back there, sometimes they don't see it until they get there and like, hey, I don't have all these amenities that I'm accustomed to, you know. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bro, it's funny because when my older brother above me went to Tonga first, right? And then he would call like every other month or every other week, and he'd be crying. Hey, they stole my clothes and they stole my shoes and blah blah blah, right? And I would be in America, in Alaska, straight up laughing at that food. Oh, I was the next one to get shipped out. Right? I learned, this is what I learned when I went there. Okay, you going to kaiha from my clothesline? I'm going to kaiha from your clothesline. I'm just going to be just like the local kids, right? I'm going to fit right in and do the things the local kids were doing. So, lo and behold, I was wearing the neighbor's clothes too. Like the neighbor was wearing my clothes, you know? It's just because I used to get mad. My dad would be with me in Tonga for like, he stayed with me for like the first month when he dropped me off. And I'd be like, "Dad, that guy got my falani on, bro. He stole it from the clothesline." And my dad's like, "Son, it's okay. He needs it more than you. Leave it." Right? In my head, I'm like, "Bro, that's my nice FUBU shirt, bro. What you doing, bro? You tripping?" And then the next minute, I was over there looking at everybody's clothesline as I walked up and down the street. Hey, whose clothes am I gonna steal today?
right.
It's crazy to see what they see as high end out there. Cause like some of my cousins, when I first seen it, I was really young. Some of my cousins came from Tonga for a big putu we had in our family, and all of us were wearing dickies. And we went out to the back and started digging the hole to dump all the, the vai and everything in. Started digging the hole, you know, we went and fired the pulu in our dickies and stuff. And they're like, why do you guys wear such nice clothes to do all the pulus and the fajita pulu and stuff? And I was like, Max, this is work clothes. And they're like, no, Dickies is for church. And I go, this is a work brand. This is for work. Dickies, Carhartt, Ben Davis, that's all work clothes.
Yeah.
I know, not in Tonga. In Tonga, it's a church clothes. And I was
Yeah,
Okay.
and in Tonga, I noticed when I was there, they read a lot of labels, right? If it was like they were like made in China, oh, laku vie, oh,
like,
made in United USA, oh, tika, this good, this is
tika,
good.
good tika.
Oh man, damn, these fools are reading everything, dude. Like I'm tripping now. I go to the Fatico Law and they got a jar full of freaking what you call it Oreo cookies in the jar and they selling them for like 25 cents a piece. I said, bro, what a rip off, dude. But
You
and
know
then
when I
UTV. Go ahead.
oh, you know when I went to Tonga for the first time, my dad packed one of my luggages and he had a bunch of VCRs and that's when VCRs were popular and for some reason he had like all these Jean Claude Van Damme, Rambo, like Sylvester Stallone movies and I was like, man, what am I do with these? Like we watched them growing up, but when we got there, that was a popular thing for a lot of people in Tonga. They wanted to see action movies. They didn't want to see any comedy, nothing. Just if you had action movies, man, they would watch it over and over again,
Even like the old westerns too.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. John
The
Wayne and
westerns
all that
are
stuff.
fucking
Yeah,
yeah.
it's amazing.
Clint
And
Eastwood, John
yeah,
Wayne.
and when I first got to Tonga, my uncle was Paula Tautua. He worked at Liahona as a teacher, and I was there for 18 months, but I spent a trimester at Liahona, and when I first got there, I wanted to learn the language really, as quickly as possible. So I was in class, and I'd ask somebody, "Hey, how do you say this in Tongan?" I'd write it out in English, and they write it in Tongan, and then I would say it. I try to say the words. Man, I got busted so many times because
Can't
it
speak
was against the
Tongan in
rules.
Leon
In Liahona, it's
Yeah.
against the rules. But I'm like, you have to have an exception because I
unless
I
you're in
speak
the Tongan history class.
I
Yeah.
speak English fine. The reason for that rule is because they want people to learn how to speak English. But I was just trying to learn the language, and I had a difficult time. And then, shortly after that, I moved to my family out in Galilea, and that's when I went to Tonga High, and I loved town so much. When I was living in Leohana, that town was like so far away, but you know, it was just
Hey,
a all around great experience over there.
hey, check this out, man. You see natural beauty in Tonga, right? And you can appreciate it, right? When you see when you see when I was in high school, I would be looking and I'd be like, oh damn, hey Toko, she hella fine, right? And then she'd be like, she's in her school uniform and she raised her hand and hi. Oh nigga, you got a more bush under your arms than me, girl. What is going on here? Like, I'm like, and my boy's like, that's how it is, dude.
Hey, you want the natural, you get all
Yeah,
the natural.
yeah. I'm like,
Don't ask for
shut
natural
up.
beauty when it's all natural beauty,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm like,
you don't get half
bruh.
natural here, bro.
And it was the
Uh,
weirdest thing, right? When I was in Tonga, the guys all shaved their legs and the girls didn't, bro. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is
Hey,
backwards, dude. Right? And it was like, and my guys, my all my tacos from Tonga, they were like, hey, that's just how it is, bro. The girls out here is just all natural. I said, oh, okay. Hell yeah. It's the beautiful thing, yeah.
it's a good one. Yeah, dang. Yeah, you
Like,
don't get
yeah.
yeah, I
you
had
don't
a girl ask
half step on
me.
the
I
natural.
had I had a really gorgeous ass girl asking me, "How much your name?" And I was like, "Nope, doesn't do it for me."
I
Like,
can't, bro.
dude, light skin, natural yellow hair, all the way almost to her knees. Like, beautiful girl. And I was like, man, you get captivated. You see that, you're like, dang, she's gorgeous.
But
One of the,
what's your
how
name?
much your name? You're like, nope, never mind.
You should have been too much,
How
too
much your
much
name? For my mafia. It's too
for my
much.
mother. Bye. See you later. All my older brothers, grew up in America between the ages of 6 years old, and they said it's the best decision my parents did. They grew up in America or in Tonga. So growing
In
up in
Tonga.
America was good.
Yep,
Who is that?
Thomas.
Thomas.
Oh, so Thomas Fale, his dad is like he's very well versed in Tongan history.
What
Like
that name sound familiar? Topale.
Fale.
Mm-hmm.
His brother Hutch is part of the Corman. He's part of the 70.
Mm.
Masi's older brother Hutch is part of the 70.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you told
He
us.
he said
That's
played
my
with the
bad.
Cobra.
He said my bad. Tonga. He meant Tonga.
oh okay. Yeah, that's why I was
But the thing
confused.
is, like when you talk to these boys, Masi and them, they're Tongan. Like they speak Tongan so regularly that you can tell. You guys have seen the podcast with Tua. Like those guys have been in America for a long time, but they still speak Tongan so frequently that that accent still stays with them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
their brother Hutch is a lawyer. He's very articulate, but you can still hear it that he still speaks Tongan very frequently.
Hell
But
yeah.
their
No,
dad,
bro, if I had an
Masi and them's
opportunity,
dad is like, if in all honesty, I'll put him up against anybody when it comes to Tongan history. Maybe so. My dad's brother, he's a nuku. He's freaking, but he came from my dad's funeral back in 2023. Um, he's a nopele for Colonna, but he's a nuku. He's well versed in Tongan history as well. He's the one who's taught me a lot of the stuff that I learned about Tongan history. But Masi's dad, I would put up against a lot of people. Like he's really well versed in Tongan history.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
Maria, come on.
I would love the opportunity. I don't know, like I feel like when I was there compared to when Alex was there, and when I was there in the late '90s, it's super like I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna. Well, I don't care. I feel like it's the culture in Tonga is watered down and more westernized now in 2026 than it was 30 years ago, than it was 50 years ago, right? So I still think it's valuable for American Tongan American to go there just to see the Fornua and the land and the people. But I think
Yeah,
especially in Nuku'alofa in Tonga Tapu, like that,
Maybe hop by, huh?
maybe go to the outer islands. It's not as like commercialized. They might
yeah.
learn something, but if you go to Nuku'alofa and Tongatapu, then it's like basically being in like, I mean, it's still not America or New Zealand or Australia, but it's more modernized than anywhere else than if you go to Eua or Ha'apai or other places, other islands.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Chinese there too, from what I understand.
Oh yeah, there's a
There's
lot.
there's a Cantonese speaking mission in Tonga.
There's a Chinese embassy in Tonga now. They built.
I follow a guy on TikTok who is from China, and he's actually visiting China now, visiting his family. And all
That
this
speaks
dude
Tongan.
does is he gets on and he makes fun of his Chinese family in Tongan. He's like, "Sia tama kau tama fakai." I mean, we guy in Tonga, but not like this. I'm like, dude, this is funny, man. You ever
No,
get a chance to see it?
there's a flea market over here. It's in West Valley. I'm trying to remember the exact cross streets, but there's a flea market over there. There's a Chinese guy over there who fixes watches. But all his kids were born and raised in Tonga.
Wow.
And his son married a Tongan girl. His son served his mission in the Philippines, then went back to Tonga, married a girl, and brought his parents, so him and his wife, and then his son and his wife, they all came to America and they live in West Valley. But I went over there to fix my watch, one of my fossil watches, and it tripped me the hell out, dude. Because I was like, oh, I think the batteries, like trying to explain it, and he's like, oh, like looking at it, and then he started asking me questions in Tongan about it, and I was like, how mate maka washi, and he was like, oh, okay, I'm a fool, yeah, and he just started like taking it apart. Then he started telling me his whole life story. I was like, what the hell? That is crazy. For
Yeah,
my
it's
brother Fine, who doesn't speak Tongan, he was like, ain't this but a fish? I was like, what? He goes, even the Chinese speaking better Tongan than me. We just walked away. Oh, great. But they have
Yeah.
one of our best friends growing up, Robbie Argyle. He served in Tonga, came back, and his kids, his daughter and his two sons, they speak Tongan. And he Marimiko.
Oh wow.
His second to youngest son's name is Palamoy. Palamoy Argyle, named after my uncle that they grew up across the street from.
Argyle. Argyle. I think that's a Celtic name. Argyle.
Argyle, yeah. Yep. And then there's another cat over here, Elder Kraft, but he goes by Elder Calafi. He's from Spanish Fork, served in Tonga as well. His son speaks fluent Tongan.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if people have the opportunity, they should go. But I
yeah.
feel
I
like
think
it's
I think I could like I was thinking the question was to move there permanently. Um, yeah. I mean, since the old man passed, I think I would take my family out to Tonga to live there for a little while.
Yeah, I think and you guys might disagree with this, but when I went back to American Samoa, a couple years ago, I realized that I think my parents were kind of sold the idea of America, um, kind of like a BG wealth type of thing. Because if when I looked at the situation my dad had in Samoa as a police officer, he's doing really well. He's from a family that's very. He comes from a high chief family, and he could have been part of the high chief um, there. And I feel like if he would have stayed there, he would have done a lot better. But they decided to come to America, and it is what it is. But I feel like there's a lot of people who are sold this idea to come somewhere else to do something, and there's a lot of benefits. Of course, I live here, and I have I love my life here in Florida, but I would easily move back to American Samoa and you know take up what my dad started there. The problem is, now I have a, fiance that's, that would be tough for her. That would be a culture shock that she can handle. She's far away from family. But I don't know. What do you, I mean, I don't know if you guys have any experience about your parents, but I think my parents would have done much better if they would have stayed in the islands, especially because it is a American territory.
I feel like my dad would have had. I don't know. Here's the thing. That's the difference with me though. Is my dad stopped going to school when he was like 12. He just pursued boxing,
Right.
and so he boxed. He went to the UK and he fought two pro fights in the UK, and then he got his visa to come fight in America. And so, as far as like that path, what would he go back to Tonga to do? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, from what I hear, my mom's parents they had like their own laundromat store thing over there where they were doing well, but they decided to bring all their kids here to America. They moved to Hawaii, and then from Hawaii to straight to Utah. But I could see that, like, I could see my dad because my dad has connections to the parliament and stuff. So I could see him being able to make something out there. I know the resources are limited, especially for me. I'm a blue collar guy, dude. I do construction. Who's gonna pay me the money that I feel is worth it to build them a house
No,
or to lay concrete or to run utilities or to move dirt? You know what I mean?
Mm.
it would have to be like 6 times the wage in Tonga.
That's what I'm saying. There's that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're resourceful enough, all three of
But
us.
it's
If
also
we
you
were
got
to
to think
do
of it
it, we
like
could
this.
figure it out.
You got to think of it like this. The cost of living is so much more affordable. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't go over there with the mindset of you're getting $60, $80 an hour here, and you need to make that much in Tonga because like
No, no,
no,
no, no, no. I get that. I'm looking at just sustaining a life, but I know for a fact construction isn't it isn't what it is. It's nothing like it is over here over there.
Shana, the Sima over there is weird. It's like coral Sima.
Yeah,
I'm
because
saying.
mixed with, yeah,
Bro, I was watching my uncle and them like build this little wall out front. I'm like, bruh, that thing is about to fall down, girl.
yep,
Whatever. But
Like you look over there in Hawaii, you look at all the Tongans, the most money they make is out of amaka. And
yeah,
so
for real.
when they do amaka
And they're
over
good at
there,
that, man.
I've seen some beautiful projects come up. But it's just like you come over here to Utah, nobody's looking for amaka.
Yeah.
If anything, Shima, you can do a concrete, you know, a concrete wall with decorative, you know what I mean, on the outside, stuff like that. But I don't know. Like the
hey, is
temple's
there
going up. My cousin married an engineer who he's one of the head engineers for Jacobson, and they've been in Tonga for a year and a half. They're working on the temple, and so like there's big projects like that when it comes to like the temple and stuff like that. But like as a guy who does construction, I don't see it being beneficial as far as like providing a life.
Mm.
hey question. Is there like in downtown Salt Lake by the temple, by the Salt Lake Temple, is there like a building or like a museum of like the history of the church for where all the like past prophets
It's
have
on the
like a little
grounds.
museum?
It's on the grounds. It's on temple grounds.
And in there, like they have like all the prophets, their name, and like little artifacts of like what they
Yeah,
did, like their little bit of a history.
it's the history building. It's on temple grounds.
Oh, so I don't know how true this is, but I was on. Remember that live you came in earlier when I invited you earlier today? You came
Oh
to
yeah,
that
yeah,
live.
yeah, Yeah.
So I was talking to those tokos in there, and one of the tokos said he went to that place and he was looking through like all the prophets, and one prophet had like carpent carpenter tools, right? Because that's what he did. And then another one was a doctor, so they had doctor stuff. And then he went to David O. McKay's thing, and all David O. McKay had in there was a kumete and two coconut shell cups.
I never looked at it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
And I was
Yeah.
like, and then I asked him, I said, what did it say like on the little history or the whatever was written there? And he said he put that there because he loved the Polynesian people so much and the culture and the history and the thing about everything about Polynesia. And so he put a kumete and the two ipu kavas in there.
Yeah, he did love the Polynesian people.
I
Yeah,
was like,
Thomas
oh,
S. Monson would
that'll
have
be
a
tight,
Thomas
dude.
S. Monson would have a wakatunu at most of his birthdays, even though he couldn't even eat it. And so, like, I don't know. I feel like, well, when it comes to the Tongan people, we are the most, as far as percentage wise amongst our people, we have the most LDS members. We have the biggest community. We're also the only. We're also the only race with a stake outside of our homeland. And so, I mean, they know that's the thing. When I would go across, like East Coast, like Midwest, Northeast, nobody would know what a Tongan is. But every LDS member I met out there knew exactly what a Tongan was or a Samoan. You know what I mean? And so,
Mm.
I don't know.
So
We've had
Thomas said
we've made a big impression, I think, with amongst our faith.
Nokia had to Apostle Cook's office, and he had a Samoan kava bowl hanging on his office door at the church office. Yeah, the Polynesian people, let alone like the Tongan people, they have a big. It's a huge impact, man, you know,
I
as
think
far as the
a
church.
lot of what's funny is a lot of people talk shit about that fact that we have a big population in the LDS community. Tamate yena.
Well, the two largest percentages in the world of countries that have LDS is Tonga, I think, has like 51 or 52%, and Samoa has 40 something percent.
You see what I'm saying? And so like, but people are like, oh, you guys went and followed the white man and all that other stuff. But I mean, you can't argue with Polynesians when it comes to their faith,
Yeah.
because did you know that Oakland ward, the Tongan ward, the first Tongan ward in Oakland, they had an attendance of like 40 something percent, and the tithing was at like 98%. So like, I don't know.
Want to hear a
We've had a
staggering
big
number?
impact. We've had a big impact on our faith as far as the community in which we belong. And so
Staggering number right here for you. Staggering stats. As of 2024, approximately 60% Tonga's population are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. As of 20,
I just puppied somebody last week. Does that
as
count? Is that in that
Yeah.
statistic?
I don't know. They should get it in there.
yeah, they have to.
Parang ginatolo que foi Vavi.
Hurry up, put it in there, huh?
Yeah. What
That's
are they?
some
They put it in a snail mail? I don't know.
So right as of so like he right now it's Tonga has 60.88%. Samoa is 40.2. American Samoa is 30.7. And Cook Islands is number 4 with 19.84%
Yeah.
members.
So I wasn't too far off.
I
Yeah.
think, I mean, this
I didn't
isn't
know Tonga jumped that much. I thought Tonga was that 50
this
51.
isn't an attempt for any Tongans watching this to come to the LDS religion. That's not what this is.
Yeah, for
We're
sure.
just talking about the faith of our people.
Correct.
There was an apostle who said Tonga is the first one to see the beginning of the year. Tonga's the first people to see the beginning of the year, and it's so fit because they're also the first people to see the first Sabbath. And
But not
They,
anymore, right? I heard.
I don't know. I'm just saying what they said, and they said that it was fitting that they get to see it first because they keep the Sabbath sacred, the
Yes,
most sacred
it's
out
in
of
the
anywhere
future.
else in the world.
So when I see year 2000, I've seen it before you guys. I was in the future.
I know you were 37. We already talked about
Think like Mahaki.
it.
Yeah. The only issue I have with that statement is that, like where the boundary starts it's a construct. We could have started it in Russia or something, and that
Well,
would
because
have been
I heard that too. When I was in Tonga, literally people would tell me, "Hey, this is the land where time ends," and will say that to me.
yeah.
I never understood that, but I don't
Now,
like.
now,
Once
now,
again,
Western Samoa is in front. Is physically it's in front of them, but it's in the same time zone as
well,
Tonga.
that's what I said because that's what I'm saying. Because they changed their
Yeah, because they were with American Samoa, now they're with New
yeah,
Zealand.
they changed, right? But that was as of what, 2005 or 2015?
I
When did
think
that
it's
happen?
2022 or something like that.
Oh,
Just
one
recently,
of
not
those.
Damn, that recent?
yeah.
So
I could be wrong. It could be 2019.
yeah.
I'm sure somebody will check it.
Tonga is still the first to see the first day or new day.
See here. See here. Let me do a little. Let me do a little
Let
typing
me
in.
do it too.
Yeah. Yeah, because the sun actually rises in Western Samoa minutes
Hey
before it
guys.
rises.
Hey guys, we're all wrong.
It
What?
says Kiribati.
Kiribati, bro.
Hmm. No, I'm saying between Samoa and Tonga. I think Samoa is before it, but Kiribati is probably
Well, Kiribati first.
hmm,
So come on,
Gilbert.
Kiribati out here.
Kiribati.
No, but they say like Kiribati, right? That's how they
Kiribati.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, they were the first one to see it. Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah. I never knew that. We're stuck up on our own little.
Well, but it's crazy. Like I said, it's a construct because now some country could say, "No, I want to move my time, or the time into that time zone." Then you move this line, like a big Z, to make sure they're part of this time zone that they're technically not a part of.
Yeah.
It's all made up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Go eat
made
it
up.
upstairs. You're making
So
too
we
much noise.
being lied to.
What's that?
I said, have we been lied to our whole life or what? What's going on here, guys?
I don't know.
No, I'm just saying it's not as being lied. Somebody decided that that's where it's going to start. See what I'm saying? And then we follow that rule. It's just if somebody would have decided I wanted to start in the Philippines, then that's where the time would have started. But someone decided that because I believe it's the opposite of the prime meridian, and so it's on the opposite side of the prime meridian.
Oh, the prime meridian.
How que lá vai o spell primary?
I thought you said primary.
I thought you said
Oh,
primary.
he said Western Samoa has daylight savings, so they moved back an hour. Oh, that's crazy. They moved their time. Yeah.
Good information to know. Oh yeah, right before the new year. Okay. Don't have to always stay the same. All right. Well, we learned something new today, guys. Kilipati is where the time starts. First sign of new day begins there.
Yeah, they moved that line way out of the way. Jeez.
Oh,
The line goes like this, and then it says, "Afite kie alupe kilalo na aluki olu
Looks like a dragon.
dohi fokilalo aluki he."
Hold on, bro. Y'all are making me figure this out. Dude. Faki.
Hey,
Almost,
just leave it alone. Shit.
almost kilo.
Those fault out of. It's okay.
Bro,
We're
I'm
not the
looking
first.
good.
We're
No,
not the
hold
number
on.
first anymore. It's okay. We
No,
still
I
have to
don't care
pay our
about that.
bills in the
I'm
morning.
looking at it, right? According to this map, right? According to this map, this little island called Jarvis Island is literally right on the international date line.
Oh, so you jump from one street to the other, you're a different time zone.
No, and like Buddy is like further away according to the world map that I'm looking at.
Hey, siuki laini. Mantui na alo tampalangi o tohi e laini alu ki ilalo. Ule de ki saute hanga ton peki no te alu ki ilalo. Alu ki
Afiki
olunga.
he
Foki peki ilalo.
he
Afika
pata
hotunga
upegi
iku.
he
Iyo.
o pe hokai tungaiku.
Hoka tunga. Ah.
Hell yeah. Wow. Man, that's cool. Well,
Hey,
never know.
Hey, did you guys end up reading that book?
No, I didn't. Did you? I never
my
did.
wife read the first 5 chapters to me.
Alu fatawe tohi and then you guys don't even fucking read it.
So we got through 5 chapters. But
Did you read it, Goosey?
I told you guys I wasn't gonna read it. I said I was gonna fucking buy it so you guys can read it and explain it to me.
okay,
Bro.
well, here's the thing is, right? Check this out. You can't count us all out because Lolo's not here. Maybe
I
he's
know
read
Lolo
it.
read it because Lolo's face to face with homeboy, so Lolo's talking shit to him.
Yeah, but so I had my wife read the first five chapters to me, and even she was conflicted as to why, because like I think the 3rd chapter is where the daughter is. That's her chapter, her from her journal entry, right? It's like
Look, the whole concept of the book to me, because I forgot somebody asked me about it. They said that they saw our promotion of stuff on TikTok and then they ended up viewing the episodes and stuff and they heard us bring it up and then they asked me my opinion. I said I didn't read the book, but the concept of and they were saying, well, it's more it's more for like it's more therapeutic for them to let it out and this and that. And I was like, agree to disagree. To me, I feel like it does nothing but damage to take something of a personal matter and just let it out into the fucking world. To me, it's just those things are meant to be handled between you and whatever party you're dealing with and stuff like that.
It's an intimate matter.
Yeah, but that's just my opinion. I don't agree with dragging kids into it. I don't agree to bad talking your baby mama to your kids or your baby mama bad talking your kids about you. I don't agree with any of that shit. I think it's all bitch behavior if you're asking me honestly. That's just my opinion. And so I said that was my but then I was after I said that I was like, that's just my opinion and they're like, well that's a toxic opinion. I think you're one of those guys like when somebody's struggling, you tell them, "Well, fucking man up," and I go, "Yeah, I am. Yeah, I do." And it's not just that black and white. Like I talk to people, I tell them, like, "Hey, what is it? What's going on?" I would like to address it, but if it's something that I can't like address and take care of, like right then and there, sorry, dog, rub some dirt on it and get the cookie. Go on,
Yeah.
get on and
I,
crack on.
I think it's disingenuous to use those words like toxic without explaining what you mean because it's just basically they say they disagree with you, but once they disagree with you, hey, what you're saying is toxic.
Well,
I don't.
I felt like their opinion was invalid in the beginning when somebody
Right.
said, like, well, that's narcissistic behavior.
I bet you they don't even know what that word means. You
Dude,
know,
100%, 100%. If somebody walked up to one of these idiots, these young idiots, and said, "Oh, I don't wipe my ass regularly." Oh, you're a narcissist. What the fuck?
do you know what that means?
And I know none of them know. I don't even know what the hell it means. But right when they said that's narcissistic behavior, that word gets thrown around so much nowadays that I'm like, oh, fuck off. I don't trust what you're saying.
You want to know what it means? A narcissist is a person who displays themselves as an expert about something, that they know it. They have like all this intelligence, and they have basically the the high ground of intelligence above you, when in fact they have no understanding, and they're basically spewing things that they've heard anecdotally. So they really don't know what they're talking about. But
But
because
they
they do
spew it
that,
as gospel. Is that what they
right?
do? They
And
okay.
then because they do that, there are a lot of people who say, "Oh, that guy is he's a well-spoken person," but really they find out, "Oh, he's bullshit, man." But he still, even when he's found out, he still acts like he's this, you know, this elevated being, and that's what
High and
narcissism
mighty.
is. Yeah,
So
narcissism.
it's a disorder that it's called it's specifically named NPD, narcissistic personality disorder.
See, this is bullshit. I'm sorry. This is bullshit. They come up with all this fucking bullshit. No, he's full of shit.
Oh, bro, check it out, dude. Right? It is a mental health condition that involves a persuasive pattern of grandiosity and the need of admiration and lack of empathy. Empathy. It can lead to significant problems in various areas of life, including relationships, work, and social interactions. Symptoms of MPD include strong sense of entitlement, preoccupation with fantasies of success or power, believing they are superior and can only be associated with equally special people, envying others or believing others envy them.
You just you just described the bitch.
bro, bro. But look, here's the thing: is look, they attach that to mental health.
Right. Hey, but
Look, I understand that mental health amongst men exists. I understand that I'm a true believer of that, and I don't look at therapy as a weakness or anything like that. Where do we draw the fucking line when the professionals are just insisting people have mental illness when they're full of shit?
Hey,
so
you
you,
gotta.
you explained what the NPD is, but the word narcissist derives from a Greek god named Narcissus, and Narcissus was a person who eventually he lived a lonely hermit life, because
Yeah. So the
he
word, the
felt he
definition of
felt
the word is
he felt
a
hold
person.
on, real quick. He fell in love with his image, that he thought he was so beautiful, and he didn't want to have anyone else but himself, and he just had this overwhelming ego of himself, that he just thought he was better than everyone. Narcissist, and that's where the word narcissist comes from.
Yeah. So
Ah,
the what it says here, the explanation, right, or the definition: a person who has an excessive interest or admiration of themselves. That's what the
Right.
definition is. So
Yeah.
that's basically what you said about the guy
Yeah.
that's the name.
Yeah.
here's the thing:
He's just
to
a
be
Greek
in
god.
construction, you can't love yourself that much, dog. To be a blue collar guy, you can't love yourself that
Well,
much. It's him fucking
sometimes
talking.
if you got to be overconfident to be blue collar, to know that you could do stuff that other people can't do, and people they will call that narcissist, but it's not.
Narcissism. Yeah, like so that's what I'm saying. They've like just like the timeline there. They've drawn all these lines to include all these things. I grew up with ADD, borderline ADHD. I self medicated. I never took Adderall, any of that shit. The way that I was able to concentrate in class was I had to focus in on one thing. Like if my teacher had a bow tie on, I had to watch the bow tie while he taught. so I can concentrate on the bow tie and receive everything that's going on that he's teaching. There are certain things that I had to do. Sometimes I couldn't even look up. I had to look down just so I can hear it, just so I can take it in. I self-medicated it. There's other kids who are like, you could see that they just don't want to pay attention. And so they go and tell them, hey, take Adderall. It's going to help you find this want to pay attention and shit. And they drug them. It's weird. It's the weirdest shit nowadays that it's hard for us to draw a line, because when some guys come on site and they're like, I need a mental health day. Dude, turn your hard hat in, turn your PPE in, and go have your mental health day. Go do that. Go do what you got to do.
Your mental health life. Go have your mental health
go
life.
have a mental health life. Because I can't trust somebody like that in a fucking 980 loader that bounces around as much as it does, and you're grabbing spoils 6 feet or 5 feet from somebody that's in a trench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I'm a narcissist. I'm a toxic masculine guy. It's fucking that's what I'm labeled, because that's my train of thought.
Well, you know, ADHD first came around the 50s and 60s. Actually, it was the late 40s is when it first came around. And the one of the reasons why is because, you know, prior to that, a lot of kids that went to school that were like rambunctious and stuff, the parents found out that the only way they could get rid of that is they put them out in the fields, or they put them out with the horses, or, you know, in the farm. And that's how they got rid of that energy. But there was a movement to have kids not to do the trades, everyone needed to get a degree. It's because they had to sit in a class. And some of these guys who actually would have thrived out in the field or plumbing or whatever would have kept them busy. They were stuck in school. They said, we got to find a way to medicate them. And that's where ADHD, they created ADHD as something to say, that's what that kid has. We have to medicate them. And I think I don't think that was a great decision. You know, I mean, in any pharmaceutical effort, I think that's always terrible.
You see what Masi put? Katama. For work, I use sick leave as well-being day. So. No, but see, look, that's something different. If you accumulate PTO or whatever, and you use that, take it. Take that. But
don't sit in the trench and be all depressed, and they're like, what are you doing? It's like, I can't handle it. Get that.
I can't. That's the shit that I can't. And like I said, other people are like, well, yeah, you guys are toxic, and you're the reason why men are depressed. No, I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from the reason why they are depressed. I just refuse to try to draw a line to be inclusive or not inclusive. No, if I run into a situation, I address the situation the same way every time. If I can help by lending a word or two or a conversation or whatever, I'll do it. I'm not heartless. But at the end of the day, we're talking about safety. We're talking about people's lives. We all go to work to go home. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when somebody doesn't make it home, that's on the supervisor. You know, performance reflects leadership. So that goes on whoever's watching them. When guys come and they're like, I need a wellness, I need a mental health day. Have fun. Enjoy it.
Hey, so look, we're at 2 hours and 3 minutes, but I wanted to bring something up. I want to know what your personal opinion is about this. But what are your thoughts about, there's a lot of these guys that get on lives or they do like these battles and stuff. And prior to it, they'll stop and they'll say a prayer. And sometimes these prayers are like lengthy prayers. And what are your personal thoughts about that? Do you think it's appropriate? Do you think it's not appropriate? What are your personal thoughts about these like online?
I'll go first.
In my opinion, it's not my place to feed. Like, it's not my place to seek out. Or I don't have opinion on it one way or another. As far as their prayers, my true hope in my heart is that they're sincere prayers. That's all.
But would you do it? Would you do it?
I wouldn't do it. My prayers are for myself. Right. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm LDS. That's just, I'll say it out. I'm LDS. The two biggest parts of my testimony is prayer and service. Those two things. Those are the two things. That's the foundation of my testimony. So my prayers mean something to me, but my prayers don't need to mean something to you or you. They're for me. I look at it the same way as I look at our gospel in a whole. My salvation is for myself. The better person I can be is the better person I can be for anyone who surrounds me, anyone who is around me.
Thank you.
And so I look at it in that sense where in my heart, I hope that it's sincere. I wouldn't do it because it's from myself. My prayers are from myself and for who I'm praying with. I wouldn't go on live and, Loto on the live just because I don't feel like I can say a sincere prayer on live. But yeah, anyway.
What about you, Noki?
I wouldn't do it
Put some
online,
on your
but
eyes. Put some on your eyes.
Ayan na,
Yeah.
variate humata ke.
Yeah, do this and then you do this.
what happened? All right.
No, don't. No, I was just kidding.
Hey,
I
don't
was
do
kidding.
it. Hey, hey, hey.
Got one more item.
Tamakai ka ba na? Tamakai ka ba na?
He's going for the 10th round, man. He's going 10th
Como
round.
perreo, ako kayo lao ay bebe masi. Huh?
Tithing is a big one
Hold
for
on.
you.
Put it underneath
And
my
that's the
nose
same with
too.
me. That's the
Action.
same with me, Masi. I'm a full tithe payer, and I mean, obviously, that's just my business. But I've seen,
I don't care
I've
either way
seen
what
some of
people
the
do.
biggest blessings come through that too, as well, Masi. Sorry, I was just addressing his comment.
No,
Right?
amen. When it comes to tithing, bro, I would always, my dad always made sure that, hey, guys, tithing. And as a kid, I looked around, I'm like, Shana, you didn't even work this month, Dad. You didn't even have a yate job or anything. How we still have a light on? What's going on here? Sometimes it's never made sense, you know what I mean? But it was like, so that's huge for me because my dad like instilled that in us at a very young age. And so that's a big testimony on that. Uh, now my eyes are burning.
There's
Not burning,
alcohol in that, dude.
not burning, but like
Toma.
they have like a mint feeling.
Yeah.
So thank you. Because I'm just gonna be in the rest of this podcast with my eyes closed. 'Cause-
No, prayers in online, like
yeah. I
online.
wouldn't, but it doesn't bother me if that's what people want to, and that's what they want to do. Like I don't want to sit here and say, oh, you're praying in the wrong place or for the wrong reason. But if that's what they do,
Like if I go to lunch and I'm at a restaurant, I'll bow my head to pray, to thank
oh yeah,
for the
me and my kids
food.
we pray at a restaurant before we eat.
But I don't know if that would be comparable to the same thing. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys like this. Like I would never do it on a live or anything like that. And I find it, my knee jerk reaction to it was, I found it to be awkward to me. And then I had to think about, like my two things in the church are service and not being judgmental. Like I am not a judgmental person about anyone. Like that's our Savior's job to do all the judgment, and so um, I don't want to judge people who do it. But I will tell you it's awkward for me because in my mind the principles of prayer are in humility. Next to your bed, or I think there's a lot of times in the scriptures say do it in secret, and so that's why sometimes when I see it like that, it's almost like you're trying to get attention to do it, but that's just me putting on my personal ideas on my own mind, trying to cast judgment on them, and I shouldn't do that. But I've gotten
no,
more
I mean, I
accustomed to
don't
it.
think it's judgment. I don't think
You
it's
know,
judgment, Alex.
yeah,
I don't think you're judging anybody. I mean, it's the same thing if you see somebody eating something that you don't prefer to eat. You're like, damn, you
right,
like that stuff?
yeah,
It's not judgment. It's just something that it's not within your preference. It's the same
right,
thing as me. Like we don't we don't prefer to do those things because we see it in a different light, which is
right,
fine. You know, in this day and age, when you disagree with something, you immediately hate that person or something like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's what it's like nowadays.
I
And so
wonder
I
what
just,
people.
huh?
I wonder what people think about like some calabos. What do they say a prayer before they start to mix? You know, they have a prayer, and I
Yeah,
like.
but that's just different because they're in an enclosed area and it's just them. But when you're online on a live, sometimes you could have thousands of people watching it. Sometimes that's just why I, in my mind, I would say, are they doing it because they want to have a time to speak to our Heavenly Father? Or are they doing it to show people how righteous they are compared to those who
Yeah.
don't do it? You know, so
Yeah. And I can see that too, like
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Because, okay, I did come across a little judgy when I seen this one. This girl, and like I said, it's not my place to judge. Like I should never think like this, but I did. This girl jumped on and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna say a prayer," and she said like a prayer. She had said a prayer, it was a short prayer, and then like right after, she was like, "Hey, next galaxy," and they sent her a galaxy, and she jumped on her office chair and started twerking on the office chair. And so in my head, I was like,
Wait a
"Those
minute.
two don't go together." But then, directly after, I was like, well, "Who am I to say so?" Like, who am I to judge? Like, that's not me. That's not my thing. And I immediately caught myself. I was judgy as hell. I was like,
Right.
oh, this. I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, because you're looking at it like spaghetti and waffles. What the heck's wrong with you? You know,
Who put pancakes on my meatballs?
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly what I'm saying. When I saw that, I was like, oh, this. But then I'm like, what the? Oh, so I'm all of a sudden without sin? No, that's
yeah.
do you boo boo? Like the girls say, do you boo boo?
Because one of the principles that I love, especially, it's one of the things I love about, or when I first started understanding about it, the humility of the gospel and being a disciple of Christ, is I remember one of the principles saying, um, "Give your alms or give your charity in secret, so that God will bless you tenfold in open." And what it's trying to say is, when you give, don't give so that you can tell everyone, hey, I gave. Do it in secret so no one knows, only our Heavenly Father and those that you gave to. Because when you do it to get attention for it, then you really didn't do it for the service that it's supposed to be associated with.
Oh, I
So
thought we can
Sometimes
judge. I thought
I'm
it's okay for
also
us to judge people, but judge righteously.
I just don't judge at all
I just don't judge at all. Yeah.
because
I'm
I
yeah,
consider myself a piece of shit.
I mind my own business.
And like
And
judge
that's a
righteously
slippery
and all this
slope.
stuff, but like I
When you
still
say
live
judge
by like
righteously, nobody's going to do it righteously. When you tell
nobody,
somebody to
dude. We're
judge,
not we don't
yeah,
have the
we're not
capability, in my
we're not
opinion,
set up
to
like
judge
that.
righteously. Yeah, we're not white. We're born of the flesh, and that's one of the reasons why, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So like that's another
Yeah, but
thing too, right? When
it's
you
only
to go and
considered an
give,
act.
like when you go and give something, like give to a homeless guy or something, and then the person you're with sometimes is like, I'm just gonna go buy booze with that. I don't care what they do with it. I know that they're asking for something and then they're in need, and I pray that they go do something better with it. But if that's what it is, that's what
Mm. Yeah, I think there's a different type of a judgment that a lot of people think that, oh, it's righteous to do that. But I think the only people who can make those delineations between what somebody should or shouldn't do is maybe a leader or somebody who's giving you guidance into how to maneuver through what you need to do to get back into the good graces of our Heavenly Father. But other than that, look, I mind my own business. I suffer from a condition where I like, people could be doing something right next to me and I'm like, I really don't care what's going on over there. And I know that's terrible for some people, but you know, that's just how I am.
this is the last question before because we're over at 2 hours. I like you. Do you consider yourself a great man? I like you. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Hmm. Never been asked that question. But I think I try to be the best person I can be.
Okay. What
I
about
don't
you,
know.
Alex? Do you
I don't know if I
consider
would say
yourself a great
great.
man?
No, I don't
I
consider
say,
myself a great man. I try to live by two things: is I try to be a curious man, and I try to be a grateful man. And I don't know if I'll ever become a great man from those things, but I just try to live by those two things to
I,
day to day.
the reason I ask those questions is because I don't trust people who self-proclaim themselves as great men. Those two answers are the reasons why I trust you guys.
The
You get what I'm
narcissist,
saying?
you mean? Yeah, the narcissist.
Yeah, the narcissist bitch, the ones that keep on doing all that stuff.
The
That's the
narcissists.
reason
Yeah,
why. The people who self-proclaim themselves as great men, I don't trust them.
yeah. It's tough to trust them.
That's tough. It's tough for me to trust them. I trust you too because of those answers you gave me. I strive to be. I try to be. I'm not that. I, to me, you guys are great men, and that's just what it is for me. You guys are great men. I hope you guys understand
Look, I'm going to tell you why I
that.
trust you two. And the reason why I trust you two is because you both have beards that rival Brigham Young's beard. And because of that, I trust you guys with, you know, a lot.
Hey,
So
you know who signed my first temple recommend?
who's that?
Brother Worthen of the 70.
Really?
oh,
I walked in for the stake presidency for the stake president meeting, and they just barely called him to be president of BYU, so they were all at the stake center, and he was having his little eating, and then they were going in for a fireside. This guy walks out, and the stake presidency already told me, no, you have to wait till we're done, and then we'll do your interview. And I was like, cool. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm gonna wait. So I sat in the foyer. Brother Worthen comes out. He's being escorted by everybody, and he just looks and beeline straight for me. He goes, "You're here for something important, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm just, kind of fumbling my words." And I just pull my recommend out, and he goes, "Bingo, let's go." And he looks at the stake presidency. He goes, "You guys go and just conduct and start it." And he takes me into the stake office and starts talking to me. And he conducts my interview and all that stuff. And he's like, "I've been telling Sister Worthen I was coming here to meet a new friend." And I was like, this is insane, dog. So he's like, asks me the questions, signs my stuff. All the state president stuff come in, and they're like, I had long hair. My hair was like down past my chest. I had really long hair, and my beard was longer than it is now. They're like, man, sorry, President Worthen. He's going to shave his beard and cut his hair. And President Worthen goes, I like it. He reminds me of Moses. And if we weren't in that place with Brother Worthen and all state presidency, I would have been. But it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had as far as that's concerned and stuff like that. But
So
yeah,
look, if there is ever a definition of what a great man is, that would be it right there, man. You getting that? That's it right there. You are a great man.
hey, like I said, guys, that's why I trust you. That's why I trust you guys.
I
Okay,
think Magilao got lucky. Took one in
Hey,
Magilao.
Kataki. Oh, my bad.
My
hey,
eyes are still hurting because I was
God bless you.
Fuck.
I didn't think you were gonna do it, dude.
Oh, keep on.
Man said,
Especially
oh yeah,
I have kawa eyes, it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Dang.
But anything for your guys' entertainment and pleasure, I got
It
you guys.
reminded me of that night. Remember I told you about the Palangi girl? She just grabbed the Carmex and she started. It was at the Faikawa, and she went like this, and she passed her lips with it. Right when she said that, I was like, "Yep, hey, let's get the hell out of here. We're in for a world of hurt,
What?
dude. She's not
What?
quitting anytime soon."
Hey,
Hell
man.
yeah. Malo, Gautama.
Yeah.
Hey,
Appreciate
I'll
it.
fight you too.
It's
Appreciate it.
good to be back on. We're going to get it going.
Yeah.
And
Hang
we
out
here.
afterwards, brothers, and I'll talk to
Okay.
you guys after this. All right.
Off
Obake,
us.
everybody.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, for being here with us.
Hey. You just did a shot put, bro. You did it wrong, dude.
How are you supposed to do it then? You
Go like
don't just
this.
Libe tua. Te digo tua.
like a K and then
No.
Like a K, like a K value.
Okay, almighty.
I started with a fist, but you went
Okay,
like this.
run the outro, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Light it up. Grab a drink, we bout to chop it up. Yeah. Yeah. Chop it up. Chop it up. We just vibing, never rush. Real talk, no filter, no front. Laughing loud, that's how we run. Chop it up, chop it up. Best nights when the words don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it a book. That's the vibe when we chop it up. Pull up, no plan, just a move. Kicks on the couch, we in the groove. Yeah. Deep combos at 2 a.m. Fix the world and we laugh again. No phone, just us and the vibe. Truth on the table, we keep it live. We just vibing, never rush. Real talk, no filter, no front. Laughing loud, that's how we roll. Chop it up. Best nights when the word don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it above. It's the vibe when we chop it up.